Welcome to our accent reduction course, and I'm really happy to have you here with me for this course, okay? So this is the first video of all of the videos that you're gonna watch during this course, okay? So this first video, I'm just gonna tell you some of the things that you can expect or you are expecting and you should not expect during this course. And so think, what are you expecting from this course? What are you expecting from this course? So let me tell you something. Some students want to have the opportunity to talk more in English, to speak more in English, and you will, because you're gonna practice a lot, okay? Teacher, will I see grammar here? Not really, maybe a little bit, okay? But here the focus is much more on the pronunciation and intonation and the liaisons of the communication, okay? There will be some grammar in just some case. If you have any questions, definitely just send me a message and I'll have a pleasure to answer the best way I can, okay? Sometimes I may have a video that has been already recorded or something that will help you, okay? Another thing, teacher, do I need to be an advanced student or do I need to be an intermediate student? No. Do I need to have a lot of vocabulary? No. Okay? As I have said before, you're gonna not learn vocabulary here. You're gonna just learn how to use the vocabulary that you have within you to communicate better. Okay, and of course, if you're a pre-intermediate student, or if you're an intermediate student and you learn all the techniques that I'm going through here, definitely, as you advance your studies, definitely you get much easier learning from that. So just enjoy, okay? So we're not gonna focus on vocabulary, but definitely you will learn some vocabulary here. I have given all of you as a bonus the 14 recordings of phoning. And one of them, it was recorded, it was an interview with Leonardo Leite, okay? And Leonardo was talking exactly about this, how to communicate with very little vocabulary. So I would say, go there, take a look, watch that, and it's gonna be a great learning moment, okay? Another thing, teacher, can I exterminate my accent? Maybe yes, maybe no. It will all depend on you. Yes. So there are so many students that can be like advanced students, but their pronunciation is not so good, their fluency is not so good because they don't do one thing that's very important. They do not listen to themselves. Listen to yourself, teacher, while I'm speaking. Yes, mainly when you're practicing. A very important thing when you're studying pronunciation or language itself is learn to listen and replicate. Listen and replicate. Yes, listen and replicate. Why? As you replicate and you compare, okay, you're gonna have the opportunity to do what? Learn exactly how to pronounce the word. You can hear where the mistake is and start studying. Why am I making this mistake? And then transfer that for all the other words and sentences that you're using. So we call this a technique. It's the mirroring technique. So mirror people, okay? People that you appreciate, like can be a singer, can be a TV presenter, a artist, or a character on a TV series. Try to mirror these people. And during these classes, I want you to mirror the tape or the recording, okay? So we have the recording, and I'd love you to mirror the recording, or get a program on your computer that records videos, or your phone. Just use your phone, okay? Get this one, get the video, and record yourself speaking the same expressions there. So then you can learn and see how different your pronunciation is, how the person pronounces some words, how the person pronounces some sentences, and that will make a big difference in your life. Okay. Another thing, teacher, will I learn? Will I learn how to pronounce words that are very similar to Portuguese? Yes, and those are one of the most important things because they are the biggest and most terrible mistakes that Brazilian can make. Yes. Let me give you an example. We have the word platform. Platform. Okay? Platform is platform. The T is not very well pronounced. But because it's very similar to Portuguese, some students can do something very bad. That is put the A in between, platform, and pronounce very strong without the A at the end. So instead of saying platform, it becomes platform. Okay? So you have to be very careful with the words that are very similar to Portuguese. I'll give you another one. That's another big problem. It's not similar to Portuguese. Actually, it's used in both languages, Portuguese and English. The word is Facebook. Brasileiros, posso te adicionar no Facebook? And it's Facebook, okay? Skype, it's Skype, okay? So please pay lots and lots of attention to words that are similar to Portuguese, okay? So then you can improve your English and also lose a little bit of your accent, okay? Another thing that is very important, okay? What will you have to do? Pay attention to your muscles. The muscles is going to be like going to the gym in this course. Why? Because you're going to practice a lot. So probably you use some muscles that you've never used in your life. And that will make a big difference. Okay? Well, and what do I expect from you? So far we talked about what you expect to learn from this course. And now what I expect from you, what I expect you to do during this course, okay? So first things first, I want you to do something that's going to be very different, but I want you to exaggerate. Exaggerate. Yes, I want you to put all your energy to see where do you usually put the stress and how your mouth works. I want you to use this in your advantage, okay? So an advantage, if you have to use a very advantage, you have to exaggerate a little bit, okay? So that's one thing that I will need you to do. The second thing I need you to do is practice with your mouth, not with your mind. Yes, I need you to speak out. It's a pronunciation course. It's not a reading course, okay? It is a pronunciation course. So what do you have to do? You have to use the muscles of your face, okay? So for this to happen, you have to always use the muscles of your face. And you have to practice speaking, okay? Some students fail on pronunciation courses because exactly what they do, they read the sentences. And when you're reading, you imagine that you're doing the right thing. But when you're speaking and you listen to your voice and then you say, oh, it seems that I'm not properly pronouncing these words. So then you learn better, okay? So the first thing is, I want you to exaggerate. The second thing, use the muscles. Open your mouth. Use your mouth. Okay? The third thing that I want from you, I want you to practice the techniques using your facial muscles. Yes. Do you know? It's exactly like going to the gym. The first classes, if you do an intense exercise, what is going to happen to the muscles of your body? You're going to start having pain. And that's what I'm expecting from you in this course. I want you to practice the muscles. So there might have some pain in some of the exercise, okay? So it's like going to the gym. And fourth, feel. Feel the words. Feel the sentences. Feel everything. I want your
feelings. I want to see your feelings when you're speaking, okay? I want you to put all your feelings there, okay? And most important, I just want to refresh your memory. Listen to yourself, listen to other people, and compare to yourself. Okay, try to find the mistake. So that's what I'm expecting from you. Okay, and so I talked about what you expect from me. I told you what I expect from you, and now I have a question for you. What is an accent? What is an accent? Well, an accent is a combination of three very important components. Okay, the first one to create an accent is to have an intonation or the speech of music. Okay, so it's how people speak. All right, so you can say, how are you? Or you can say, how are you? Or you can say, how are you? So this is how you use. Do you remember I asked you to use your feelings when you're speaking? So I want you to use your feelings, use the intonation on the words to express your feelings, okay? The second component that makes an accent is the liaisons. What are liaisons, André? They are the combination of words or word connections or word linking, how they link, okay? So, for example, if you say, eu não te esperava aqui, eu não te esperava aqui. As pessoas não falam, eu não te esperava aqui. Elas falam, eu não te esperava aqui. Tá vendo como as palavras elas se conectam e se tornam uma palavra só? Em inglês é a mesma coisa. Não é que eles estão falando rápido. É que na realidade eles estão falando tudo muito ligado. And the third component, the pronunciation. Yes, so the spoken sounds of vowels, consonants, and combinations, okay? And pronunciation is a very, very important thing in this course. So intonation is the first component. So it's the speech of music, liaisons, it is when they connect, and the third, the pronunciation of vowels, consonants, and their combinations, okay? All right, so André, and what's the difference between grammar and accent? Let's think like this. Grammar is the letter of the voice, is how you write, what's the order of what you do. And accent is the spirit. Yes, this is the spirit, is how your mouth relaxes into the American accent or into any accent, is how your feelings, is your spirit. That's what I'm talking about, feelings. When you communicate, you have to communicate feelings. You have to communicate information. That's why sometimes people say you don't need to have a large, a vast amount of vocabulary, but you have to have the feelings expressing exactly what you want to say, okay? Can I learn a new accent? That's for sure. Yes, that's why you're taking this course here. Of course you can. Can you imagine if you spend some time in Fortaleza or if you spend some time in another country? After a while, you will be speaking like them. You're gonna make some sounds that will sound like them. Why? Because of the listening. So listen, the more you listen, the more your accent changes, okay? And changing an accent is exactly the same as driving an automatic car for the first time. So the first time you're reaching for the clutch pedal, you're reaching for the gear system, so you're always thinking about what can I do here? But after a while, that becomes so natural that you just sit down and relax the ride, okay? But remember, for that to happen, you have to practice a lot. And the only difference between an automatic car and a pronunciation car is an automatic car, you learn one or two different things for a regular car. And a pronunciation car is like a plane. You have so many buttons and you have to pay attention on the speed and what speed should I do it to take off and what speed should I do it to land and which button should I use now. So it is a little bit more complicated, but as you practice, you're gonna learn and you're gonna use it like perfectly. I'm pretty sure about that. Okay, Andrea, you gave me the difference between accent and grammar. You told me that I can learn a new accent, but what's the difference between accent and pronunciation? Well, pronunciation is the way that words may vary. All right, for example, pronunciation, you can pronounce words like a British person, or you can pronounce words like an American person, British, better, better. So you can pronounce words in a different way, okay? And the accent doesn't usually vary, okay? The accent is usually the same. So if you go to the north of the United States, they have a very regional accent. It's the same if you go to Fortaleza in Brazil. They have their own accent. But what can change is the pronunciation of some words. But the accent is practically the same, okay? And the intonation of the words is usually the same. So it doesn't matter if the pronunciation of the words is different, you have to adapt to that, but the way that the words flow and the music and the intonation and the connections work, they are exactly the same. So what is very important to pay attention? To the pronunciation of each word, or how you form the sentence, how you use to pronounce the sentence, how you use the feeling to say something. And which accent will I learn during this course? Well, the accent that we're going to use is the one that the most educated people understand. Okay? But the most educated people, but Andre, I want to speak like a black person from the Harlem, or I want to speak like a girl from the movie, which movie? High School Musical, whatever. Yes, but no, we want to speak like people who are educated. Why? Because then you'll be able to speak during meetings. You're gonna be able to speak in a bar with people. Okay, so usually, what we're gonna practice here is learning from new broadcasts, from workshops, from professionals, to see how professionals communicate. Also, how they have a clear pronunciation of the words so people can understand them anywhere, okay? And mainly how they throw some intonation to have some feelings. And Andrea, why is my accent so bad? Is it? Very important here to say, maybe your accent is not so bad. Maybe you have an accent, but it's not the standard to Americans or to British people. You're not using the standard. Maybe one word is mispronounced. No problem, but if you use the intonation of the sentence properly, probably people would say, oh, there's a question. Oh, there's a sentence. Oh, she's talking about the same thing. So it's very, very important to pay attention to that. So don't think your accent is bad. It's not so bad. Okay? And the most important thing, why do you think people don't understand you? Is because you have a bad English? Because you have a bad vocabulary? I have to say something. No. It's probably because you learned your English reading sometimes, or because you didn't practice how people use. Do you remember those CDs from the workbook or from the class book where you teach plays for you and you're just listening passively, but you're not practicing how to use the same intonation? So use that. Try to use something that could like connect with you, and at the same time you could practice. You could like repeat that, okay? And if you do that, then you stop speaking like a robot. Can I go to the toilet? No, can I go to the toilet? So giving more fluency, okay? Congratulations, and thanks God you chose pronunciations over conversation for this course, okay? It is a great opportunity for you to improve, and you see, as soon as you walk through this course, you're gonna see the amount of changes that there will be on your learning methodologies if you're studying English, if you're having private classes or not, okay? So thank you very much for the moment, and I'll see you in our next class, okay? Bye.